Modern Warfare 4's multiplayer reveal looks like just your typical Call of Duty gameplay type situation, but the closer that you look, the more you might realize that certain things have changed and there are a couple new things in here that I don't think I've seen. So we'll do a breakdown and see what Activision has showed us and more importantly, what you may have missed. So starting off here, it looks like we have some sort of Russian facility, snowy map, nothing too crazy here yet. We do see here what looks like a bullpup fed sniper rifle, I assume. Nothing really too crazy. More cool gun shots. The first thing I want to note here is it looks like right here, so these little lines, it looks like it's some sort of trap or bomb that they have put on this door. And then when these guys open it, it cuts to this. This guy just gets blown back, so it looks like some sort of door trap maybe that you can do. Of course, this is a totally different scene, it looks like, but I'm assuming that that's what that is like referencing to, as some sort of door trap that will just blow you back if you open a door. And then this guy pulls out this, what looks like a double barrel shotgun. You'll see in a second, but it's like tube fed. So you'll see in a second, you can kind of see on the side of the gun right here. So it's like you see that the double loaded, and then you see a clear tube right here. I've never seen this type of shotgun before, so it's like something new. And then we see this. So right here, this guy turns, I guess, I assume it's just a flashlight attachment, nothing too crazy. This dude just gets absolutely blinded. So I don't know if that's universal, if we're going to have flashlight attachments on every gun or whatever, we'll see. And then I thought this was interesting. So after he takes him out, he goes up to this guy and he does an execution, but for some reason in the trailer, like they just cut off this execution entirely. Like it doesn't look like it's like he even finished the animation. And then there's this, which is kind of confusing me a little bit. So when these guys go up to this door here, and you'll see it here in a second, he pulls out this little like device, like Game Boy device or something, and presses it, and then you see like this little area of effect like on the ground come up right here, which makes me think it's like some ability base, because when he does that, then the garage door opens. Maybe it's some sort of electronic device that will manipulate certain nearby electronic devices. I don't really know. What's confusing me is when this might be just a kill streak, because it looks like when he does this, there's this drone that comes in with a machine gun on it. So maybe he's just calling in some sort of drone machine gun kill streak. I don't really know, but it follows him as he walks, so hopefully that won't be too annoying. And then after this, he pulls out what looks like to me what they call a thumper in some other games, basically just a secondary grenade launcher. I love the thumper. If you ever played some other Call of Duties, super fun weapon to use. Then after this next scene, we see this guy with this marksman rifle or something. He puts this device on this wall right here, which you'll see in here in a minute what I guess it does. So the enemies come up, what looks like comes up behind them. The device triggers it, some sort of motion sense device, and it looks like it does like a smoke grenade or like some sort of stun or something like that. And then this guy, what looks like has some sort of sheath or attachment on the side of his gun that has throwing knives in it. So he just pulls the throwing knives out of his gun and throws it at them, which is kind of cool. And then here it looks like we have a kill streak or something that looks like some sort of Gatling gun or mobile ATV with a machine gun on top of it. Got a smiley face on it, and it gets angry, which is kind of cute. And then yeah, we have crabs confirmed in Modern Warfare 4. There's crabs, so that's cool info you needed to know. And then here we go. So we have the good old riot shields are coming back. Whatever. I don't like them. And it looks like here, even an RPG or missile launcher or whatever cannot affect it. Hopefully that's not true. Hopefully I can just shoot an RPG at them and kill them. But yeah, riot shields are coming back. Love them or hate them. Looks like they're here. And it looks like that you can put it on the ground, so yeehaw. And I thought this was funny. This guy just kind of responds with, yeah, but I got a bigger one type response, and then blows up the ATV Gatling gun, which, thank the Lord, hopefully we can just shoot a missile at it and destroy it, and we don't have to shoot 5 missiles at it for it to go down. We'll see. Thought this was cool just because I'm a nerd. StarCraft is over here. Looks like the some sort of PC cafe, which I think it's just kind of cool. I think we're gonna see a lot of cool like settings in this game and cool map designs, hopefully. And then yeah, it looks like we have a juggernaut that just busts into this convenience store with what looks like a incendiary flame grenade launcher, maybe. Anyway, it completely destroys everybody in this convenience store that was, I guess, trying to get a snack or something. And yeah, this is a super brutal, I guess, what looks like an execution, which is pretty cool. The dude just shoots like 20 rounds into his chest, and then here at the end, he just, to finish him off, gives him a little headbutt here. You know, just finishing the job. This map right here is kind of giving me like favela vibes a little bit. Maybe we'll see like that map return entirely. I don't know. And then we have what looks like a jet. So I don't know. It looks like the animation is probably a kill streak, maybe, but maybe this is talking about ground war. Maybe you can actually fly a jet, maybe. We'll see. And then nothing super special here. You just kind of bust in and shoot everybody with a shotgun. There's a lot of masks in this game I'm seeing. There's a lot of like cool, like, have you ever played Rainbow Six Siege, like the vigil type masks and kind of vibe? It reminds me of like Army of Two. But this guy looks like he calls in a missile silo. This looks like some sort of kill streak where you'll see here he calls it in, and it looks like it's like a Predator missile, but there's 4 missiles in this like crate. You'll see here 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like maybe they're auto locking, so some sort of kill streak where you get to shoot 4 missiles instead of 1. And then there's the kill block. So I didn't play any of like the early access stuff. I was not invited to any play tests, but from what I've seen from kill block, I do think I like the idea of it. I do like gunfight, and I miss gunfight, and I wish it was in like every Call of Duty. But this idea of like the maps changing and stuff like that, I don't know. I think it could be a fresh take. We'll have to see what it looks like. It does look like this looks like the classic COD 4 Crash map. Maybe it looks like it, because this is a pretty similar layout, which I guess is part of the new game mode where the maps change. It looks like we have a modernized PPSH here, which is pretty cool. Really fun submachine gun. Up here in this next scene, we see this guy throw out a drone right here. It looks like it spots this guy through the wall, so more wall hack abilities, which I'm just honestly not a huge fan of. We got enough wall hackers in the game as it is, so I feel like this just kind of like, I don't know, maybe it evens the playing field. Maybe if you're playing against a hacker, you just toss that out and you basically are hacking as well. Do with that what you will, if you like it, if you don't. And then we see this guy jump out with like this Gundam looking gun, and I can't really tell what this is. This just looks like a flamethrower, but it looks like it shoots just big old slugs at these guys. So one thing that's cool is, one thing I liked from Vanguard is the body dismemberment. So you can shoot people's limbs off. And not only does he shoot his arm off, but this dude right here just gets totally obliterated. And then there's this thing they're calling Apex attachments. So I don't really know what that means, but I assume it's just more advanced attachments, because this guy shoots like a literal missile, a laser guided missile out of his underbarrel, and then he guides it over to these enemies and then it blows them up. So yay, W in the chat for laser guided missiles under your gun. And then we see the return of Ground War. I actually really enjoyed Ground War in some of the earlier games. I thought it was cool. Kind of a mix up between the normal multiplayer. It gets kind of stale after a while. It's just, you know, the more game modes, the better, in my opinion. So we'll see the return of tanks and drivable vehicles and things like that. What is interesting is this guy calls in a missile, and it's not just any missile. No, this thing breaks through not 1, not 2, but 3, and then 4 floors, and then probably more floors, and then blows up. So super terrifying. And then now we get to, by far, my most favorite part of this whole multiplayer reveal is the nuke. So it looks like when you call in the nuke, you get sucked back and have evac'd, basically. Huge explosion. And then just the classic middle finger. This is the coolest nuke animation probably in Call of Duty history. So whoever came up with that idea definitely needs a raise. I do approve of that. That is cool. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to kind of go through it real quick with you and see if you caught anything you may have missed. I'm a fan of Modern Warfare. The Black Ops games are fun to me, but I'm more so a fan of the Modern Warfare series. So I can't wait for this game. I'm looking forward to it. It's Call of Duty. You know, we all know it's going to have its problems, and it's going to have many problems probably. But I think I'm at a point in my life where I'm not really looking to be like super competitive and stuff like that. I just want to sit back and relax and play a fun game and just kind of zone out. And I think Call of Duty is still great for that, despite all its critiques and problems that it has. Hopefully they can keep the cheater problem down a little bit. I know some of the earlier games, and really all of them at this point, now that crossplay is a thing, have a ton of cheating, but I'm just hoping they can tone it back enough to where I can at least enjoy some games and have fun and relax and, just do my thing. So, but that's pretty much it. If you found this video useful and learned something you maybe missed in the trailer, let me know in the comments below. And